Hi all, welcome to our second session for the chapter number 4, More on MS PowerPoint 2007. So in the previous session we have learned few points about our chapter like our PowerPoint presentation, its extension, its title bar, its closing criteria, opening criteria, saving criteria, then typing techniques and everything. So we have learned few points about all these things. So next we are going to learn the next topic, and that is about our slide transitions. So we know what we are meaning in the case of slide. But do you understand the word meaning of transitions? Okay, let us discuss. So transitions means it's called a special effect. It's called just a special effect. So this can be done using this option from this toolbar called transitions. So this is the option transitions. So it will appear while each slide arrives on the screen during the slideshow. So whenever the teachers are presenting your slideshows, then it will move. The slides will be moving one by one. So it adds the movement to the slides as you move it from one slide to the next with your choice. The designs and the transitions that you can fix. How we can fix it? Yeah. You can apply a transition effect to a single slide or the entire presentation. Both we can apply. So what we can do? After applying the slide transitions, your slide presentation, your slide show will be more attractive. So in this case, you can see this option transitions. So inside this option, this tab, we can have the groups like preview, transition to this slide, timing. So this is the area by which we can fix our transitions properly. So this is preview. That means after applying your transitions, you can go to click on this option called a preview. Then the next area or next group is transition to this slide. So for this slide, we can fix any transitions. Like this is none. None means no any transitions. Then cut, fade, push, wipe, split. So many more transitions are there. So you can choose any of these. And if you don't like these all designs, you need something more, then you can click on this more icon here. This more icon. After clicking on that option, you can get more designs, more transition effects. Like this is subtle and this is exciting. Then dynamic content. So whatever you would like, you can choose from this area. So I'm choosing a design like fracture. I'm using a design like this. You can see the difference. So if I'm choosing something like a flash, what will happen? Yeah, something like this. Then I'm taking this option peel off. Peel off. So these all are the transitions that we can choose from the group transition to this slide. Transition to this slide. So we will just brief it. To apply the slide transition step by step, what we have to do? First of all, you have to select the slide in which you are going to apply the transition. After that, you have to go to the option called transitions. Transitions. So I'm changing this transitions. It's because I need to give you the clarification that in your textbook, the steps are given as animation tab. But I have changed it now. So you have to learn the points like this. That was not animations tab. That is which tab? Yeah, come on. Transitions tab. Transitions. So after that transition tab, which group we want to choose? That was transition to this slide. Transition to this slide. From this, you can choose any of the design from this list. Otherwise, you can click on this more icon and you can choose your design from here. Then, after that, we can fix any proper sound for our transition. Sound, is it possible? Yeah, it's possible. It's just because of the third group. What is it? Timing. So, in this group called timing, we have an option called sound. Sound. So if I'm going to this area, this drop down list, we can choose any option from this. I'm choosing coin. I'm choosing coin. So after that, if I'm presenting this, if I'm clicking on the slideshow and I'm choosing the option from current slide, yes, this is the sound which you can hear. Then after that, again we are coming back to this transitions tab. Then the next thing is speed. Transition speed. So transition speed can be applied using this area called duration. Duration, that means how many time you can stay in a slide, that you can fix using this area. And if you would like to apply this all effect to the entire slide or entire presentation, then you can click on apply to all. Apply to all. Then we have the next area called advanced slide. So if you are clicking on this checkbox on mouse click, that means if you are presenting the screen, all the transitions can be managed by using your mouse click. If you are unchecking this option, then your mouse click won't apply here. Then instead of this, what we have to do? We can use the arrow keys or enter key, backspace key, like all these. So it is better to check this option on mouse click. Next is after. After. Actually, this is controlling the speed. This is controlling the speed. So after clicking your mouse point or after clicking the key strikes, how many time will take to get transition? So here it is 0. That means sudden change will be there. If you are choosing some other time, then it will apply with the time itself. So we can just brief whatever we have learned. The first thing that we have learned is transition. Transition. So slide transition is a good effect which will make your slide show little bit attractive. Actually, it is the movement of each and every slide. We can apply the transitions for an individual slide, and also we can apply the same for the entire presentation. So to take the transition, we can go with the step-by-step procedure. Firstly, go to transition tab. Then you can go to the transition to this slide group. From this, you can choose any option. If you would like to choose many options more, then you can go with this option called more, and you can choose your own style. Then next is sound. We can apply the transition sound by using this drop down arrow. We can choose any sound from this drop down list. Many more sounds are there, like arrow, bomb, breeze, camera, coin. Many more options are there. Then after that, next one is duration. So how many time you want to view your slide, single slide on this display screen. So if you are fixing the time, duration and the sound, for this slide, it will apply only for this single slide. After that, if you are thinking that you need to apply the same thing for every slide in your presentation, then what we can do? We can do this option checked. Apply to all. Apply to all. Then some more points are there in advanced slide. First thing is on mouse click. What it means? Actually, if we need to control this presentation or slideshow, then we can use the mouse strike, and also we can use the key strikes. So if you would like to control your presentation or slideshow with the mouse, then you can check this option. And if you would like to only control your slideshow with the key strikes or your keyboard, then you can uncheck this. So I'll prefer the mouse click better. Next is after. That means after your mouse click or after your key strikes, how many times will take to the next slide. Next slide. I'm changing the time, like I'm changing it again to 0. That means I don't need any lagging, just quick action. Then the next point is more slide transition options. So in these slide transition options, we have already discussed about the group, the transition to this slide group. So you can see the options here. I have already listed the options here, like a transition is there. Then we are selecting the more option and we are choosing any option from this more option. So this is the way to deal with this group. So simply go to transitions tab. After that, go to transition to this slide group. Then click on more drop down arrow. Then select your desired item or transition style from the list. That is the method to choose the slide transition. Next one is transition sound. I'm not presenting the screen just because I need to present all the options on the display. Okay. Then transition sound, that can be chosen easily by using this transition sound option. Simply you have to go to transitions tab. Then come to the third group, timing. From there, what you can do is you can just simply go to the sound option. In this transition sound option, you can see the option displayed in your textbook is actually transition to this slide. Transition to this slide. Is that the correct answer? No, it is sound. It is sound option. And where is sound? It is in timing group. It is in timing group. So I'm changing this in the slide. So please note this. And after that, what we can do, click on this drop down mark and you can choose any of these sound. Then we are going to transition speed. Transition speed means we can fix any proper time to this transition. Again, there is a mistake, that is transition to this slide. In your textbook, that is the option. Then what we have to do, it could be changed to timing group. Timing group. You can see the time fixing is taking place in this group called timing. Then click on the transition speed drop down arrow. Then you can choose any of the design from this. And also the next thing is animation. Animation. So one thing we have learned that is transition. Transitions are applying for the slide itself. Next point is animation. Animation means it can be applied for any particular text, any image or anything else. So what we have to do? We have to go to the next tab called animations. So in this case, what we have to do, you can see all these options are disabled. So what we have to do is just select anything. So I have selected something from here. I have selected my heading, animation. After that, you can see all these options are available now. So the first group is preview. That means we can view the preview view after all the animation effect. So inside the animations tab, come to the second group called animation. Then you can do your magic in your object. Object means it can be a text, it can be an image, it can be any clip art, any chart, anything. So it appear while each slide arrives on your screen during the slideshow, and it is fixing the movement to your text or any other object in the slide. You can apply this to a single object, and also you can apply this same animation effect for all your objects in your animation or in your slideshow. It also make your presentation or slideshow little bit attractive. So I am giving you an example. Instead of a list appear at once, instead of appearing the class list at once, you can fix it like each bullet is appearing. One by one, each bullet is appearing. For roll number 1 will appear at first. After a few minutes, roll number 2 will be appear. Then after again a few more minutes taking, then roll number 3. So this is the criteria for animation. This is the example for animation. So how we can apply animation? Select an object you want to animate. So I'm selecting this object. I'm selecting this area, this data. So this is my object which I have chosen. Click on the animations tab. So this is animations tab. Already I have chosen it. Then the third step, click on the animate drop down arrow and select the desired effect from the list. So this is actually animation. So what we have to do? It is animation. Then from here itself you can choose any option like this. You can see the difference here. So I have chosen the shape option from here. If you would like to enter something more, then you can click on the more arrow and you can choose from the entrance, emphasize, exit, motion parts and all. So these all are the options which are available in animations option. And after that you can see effect options. Effect options are that means you can fix any direction or any shape for your data. You can see all these options. Then you can see the fourth group. So from this group, what we can fix? We can fix the start option. Start option means on click with previous, after previous. That means if we are clicking at once, then itself the slides can change. Then next is duration, the same as we have already discussed. Then you can see these all are the steps how we can apply the animations. So after that, if you would like to choose the wider range of animations, then what we can do? We can customize it. How we can customize it? You can come to this area. You can see all these groups are here. So after that I am not satisfied with all these options. Then what we can do? We can come and we can make any more motion path, more exit effect, more emphasize effect, more entrance effect, etc. So simply you can choose any option and you can choose from this huge list and click on OK. So I'm choosing spiral in. You can see this, how it is coming. Yes, okay. So after applying all these things, what we can do? We can click on preview option. So I'm clicking on auto preview. What will happen here? Auto preview. After clicking on auto preview or preview itself, we can have its preview like this. You can see this. So this is the difference between transitions and animations. Transitions are applied to the entire slide or the slideshow. Animations are applied for the objects in the slide. So that is the difference. I think you have got the idea. So today's question is, what do you mean by transition? What do you mean by transition? And my second question, what do you mean by animation? What do you mean by animation? So we have learned only 2 points. What is transition and what is animation? What are the options inside that? How we can do the transition and animation and all. So today's my question is, what do you mean by transitions? What do you mean by animations? Okay then, thank you guys. So we can meet in our live.